post-race show. This is the truck post-race show. I don't even know what day it is, apparently. Yeah. Final race of the truck season tonight, the Lucas Oil 150 from Phoenix Raceway, the championship race. I see Moffat Cast is already in here. How's it going, Moff? Quite the race tonight. Did not go down quite as I thought it was going to go down. Hey, Robert. This race was a bit more exciting than I actually expected. Phoenix can be very hit or miss on whether it's exciting or not. This one had its moments of excitingness. Is that a word? Well, Moffat Cast, you just spoiled it. Yes, Ben Rhodes is the champion. Barney's here. Of course, the one non-Wreckfest race. Yeah, exactly. John Hunter Nemechek definitely had he definitely had some issues tonight. It started there at the very beginning. What was that, lap 1? When he got into Chris Wright and cut the tire down. 2 laps down most of the race. Finally got back on the lead lap for the final run of the race, and then just didn't quite have the time to get through the field. I think if we'd had one more caution, things might have turned out a little differently. I don't know. I wasn't really looking at lap time, so I'm not really sure if John Hunter was faster than Ben Rhodes and Zane Smith at the end, but he might have given him a good race for it. Shouldn't have laid down a poor qualifying lap. Well, given that qualifying hasn't really been a thing this season, you can't really blame them for being out of practice with qualifying. It's been a thing for some races, but not every race, and I can't blame them for not being on their game with qualifying. He was 0.2 faster at the end. Wow. And he'd gotten it down. I think he was 3 seconds behind Ben Rhodes at the end of the race, and unfortunately, just a little off there. Again, I think if he'd had a caution, we'd have seen maybe a different champion. Yeah, I mean, he got most of those spots right in the very beginning when everybody was bunched up, and then after that, it took him a little bit to actually make up any more spots once everybody got spread out again. I also think things might have worked out a little differently had this been at Homestead. It was a tad bit more like... I mean, I guess if you're wanting John Hunter to win, I guess I could see the argument for that. Personally, I thought it was right about in line for how long truck races usually are, so I didn't really see any issue with how long the race was. How about Chandler Smith, though, with the win? Second win of the season, second win of his career in the Truck Series. Are we finally seeing Chandler turn the corner and get back to the Chandler that we saw in 2018 and 2019 in ARCA? Are we finally seeing that Chandler Smith again? Or is this just a fluke? He did have a rocket ship tonight. I think for pretty much the entire night, he was the fastest truck on the track, won both stages and the race. Yeah, I don't know that there was much anybody could have done with Chandler Smith tonight, because wasn't he, 4 seconds ahead at the end? I've got the margin of victory on here somewhere. Yeah, 4.6 seconds is what he won by tonight. So he was really driving away from him there at the end of the race. Stuart Friesen coming up short in second. Stuart's been pretty good at Phoenix in the past. Yeah, the battle for the lead was pretty cool. I was interested to see what Sheldon Creed was going to do there. He was racing Ben Rhodes very hard when they were battling for third there in the last few laps. A couple times, I really thought Sheldon was about to make a little bit of contact. I don't want to say he was going to wreck Ben Rhodes, but a couple times I really thought that he was going to really do something there to try and help Zane out. And other than racing Ben hard, he never really did all that much. How did Rhodes gain that speed at the end? He was shifting. That is, well, yeah, the cars fell off mostly, but he was also shifting. He was downshifting to third gear at both ends of the track, and that seemed to be gaining him a lot of time. And I think Zane started to do that too once Ben got by him, but I don't think it benefited Zane as much as it was benefiting Ben. Good run for Christian tonight as well. They're P6. Solid run for Christian. Hopefully that is an indicator of things to come next season. John Hunter made it back up to 7th at the end of the race. Again, I would have liked to have seen what he could have done with one more caution. And good top 10s for Gilliland, Hocevar, and Austin Hill as well. Matt Crafton, your other Championship 4 contender, finished P12. Zane came out of nowhere during that final stage. Yeah, true. He really wasn't a factor most of the night, which was actually kind of surprising. One thing interesting that I just noticed, everybody talking about Chandler having a rocket ship, he only led 39 laps. Yes, he won the pole. Yes, he won both stages in the race, but he only led 39 laps. Sheldon Creed actually led the most laps at 106. Bill's final race in the 16 and Creed's final race in the true. Yeah, in the 2. Yes, that is true. Probably not the only drivers in their final races in these trucks as well. Some of them I know, but can't talk about yet. Dean Thompson, Truck Series debut. Solid night, honestly. I mean, 21st, I would say, for the first time ever being in a truck. I would say pretty solid night for Dean Thompson there in 21st. First truck 1 lap down at the end of the race, so not bad. I think it's definitely something to build on there. What did Robert just say? I missed it. I got to go over here. Is the 2 truck gone after this season? It might be. I don't know what numbers they're using next year. I have no idea. It might be. It might not be. Chandler couldn't get by Creed for long. Yeah, that's true. Ty Dillon in the 32 truck tonight. I hadn't even noticed that. Is that a sign of things to come? Ty Dillon to Brett Holmes Racing. Dean was in the top 20 for some of the race, but not a bad run. He'll use 23 next year for Grant. Well, yeah, that's true. They will have 23 for Grant, but I don't know what the other 2 numbers will be. So the 2 might be sticking around. The 2 might be going away. I don't know what the others. I mean, that's not surprising if he's running around 20th that you didn't see him. They were more focused on the lead in the championship battle. Well, yes, I know Ty is going to GMS, but I'm saying, is he going to run part-time with Brett Holmes Racing next year? Is he going to do what Sam Mayer did this year? I'm not saying that's happening. I'm saying I'm wondering if that will happen. I'm not saying he's going there full-time. Hey, Ashton. 0 for 1 on your picks. Yeah, so am I. I did not pick Ben Rhodes for this. Who did? I picked Nemechek, didn't I? Yeah, not the best pick. I just noticed. I got a little chuckle out of this. For Taylor Gray, so on the official results, it has the sponsor and the manufacturer next to each other on their own separate little column. Taylor Gray, his truck says Ford. Like Ford for the sponsor is in all caps, and then it's got Ford, capital F-O-R-D. So it's like the Ford. Thought that was kind of funny. But Tanner's truck says the Ford Performance Ford, and it doesn't have Ford in all caps. So it's, I don't know what the deal is there. I don't know why that's in like that, but I got a little chuckle out of that. Should have just said, well, yeah, that's the thing. That's what they've got for Tanner. I don't know why they didn't put that for Taylor. But yeah, overall, solid into the season. And for all the naysayers that are saying Ben Rhodes doesn't deserve this championship, we were talking about this in the Discord a little bit ago. Ben Rhodes actually has the best average finish in the Truck Series this season, a better average finish than John Hunter Nemechek, and the same amount of top 10s as John Hunter Nemechek. And I believe, was it Robert that posted what the points would have been like without the playoffs and without stage points or anything, and Ben Rhodes actually would have been the champion under that format as well. So, you know, that might be, there lends a little bit of credence to the Ben Rhodes championship when you put it in that perspective. What have I missed over here? Same truck, just different scheme. Yeah, exactly. I have a question for ARCA West. Do you know who will drive the 08 and the 38 in ARCA West? Are they still TBA on the entry list? I haven't looked at the entry list recently. I don't know off the top of my head, but if they're not on the entry list, I don't know. Let's see, 08 and 38. 08 looks like it's going to be Caleb Costner. And I don't see the 38 on the entry list. So the 38 may have withdrawn because I don't see it on the entry list. Rhodes had 20 lead lap finishes and completed all but 5 laps on the season. That is actually pretty impressive. I mean, if you're looking for a championship performance, I don't know what else you're looking for other than a bunch of wins, which, to be fair, he didn't win a lot this year. He won the first 2 races of the season, both Daytona races, and then never won anything after that. But he was very consistent after that. So that's what people say they want in a champion. So I don't know. Only bad race I remember Rhodes having was Texas. Last time I checked, they were listed as TBA. It's not on there at the moment, so they must have withdrawn last minute. I think Kaylee Deegan should go back to ARCA or stay in trucks. I don't think she's going back to ARCA. She's gonna stay in trucks, would be my guess. Caleb Costner Hoopst. He's run 1 or 2 ARCA races up to this point. I'm not super familiar with him. But I'm pretty sure he's run at least 1 or 2 ARCA races up to this point. Who we got for tomorrow? Predictions for ARCA and Xfinity tomorrow. Who you got? ARCA, I think, I want her to stay in trucks, but I just think she has had a bad yet decent rookie season. I don't think it was bad given the equipment she's in. I don't think she's gonna really gain anything from going back to ARCA at this point. She has gotten better over the course of the season. Is she gonna win races next year? No, I don't think so. But I think that's more because of the truck than it is because of her. I think once she finally moves up to an SHR car in Xfinity, I think we're going to see a lot better performance out of her. I think the DGR trucks are really holding her back. Those DGR trucks are not as good as people think they are. Barney says Trevor Huddleston. Interesting. Moffat says PJ Pedroncelli, and Xfinity, he's got Cindric. Yeah. I don't see PJ Pedron. I mean, I know he's a point out, but you got to look at who he's going up against. I mean, you got the likes of, you got Jesse Love in there. You got the other BMR car for Cole Moore. You got Joey East in there, who has won a race and is basically in a DGR car. It's not officially a DGR car on the West Coast, but he's basically in a DGR car. So I don't know. I still have a hard time believing that Jesse Love is going to lose this championship. He's only got a point lead. I have a very hard time believing anybody is going to beat him. I still think this is Jesse Love's championship to lose. Even at this point where he's only got a 1-point lead heading into this last race, I really think this is his championship to lose. Can he lose it? Yes, absolutely. But I still think this is his championship to lose, and he is definitely my pick. Landon's here. How's it going? I got Jesse Love. Hemrick finishes P2 behind Nemechek. You know what? I think that's a very likely scenario, Robert. And honestly, I think that's going to happen. I am actually going to go with Hemrick for Xfinity as well. Allmendinger and Corey Heim. Corey is not, well, Corey's not running for a West Championship, and he's not even in the race tomorrow, is he? I don't think he's in. No. The Venturini cars that are out there are Drew Dollar, Gracie Trotter, and Parker Chase. Corey Heim is not in the race, nor is he running for the West Championship. I don't think he hasn't run a single West race this year at all. Hemrick for Xfinity, Larson for Cup. I think it's very hard to pick against Larson for Cup at this point. I want to see Twitter meltdown. Yes, that will happen. It doesn't take much to make Twitter meltdown, let's be honest. Twitter is a constant meltdown. It's like at that point where it's ready to melt down 24/7, and it really doesn't take much to get it over that point. It really doesn't. Oh, Jesse Love. I got you, Ashton. I got you. I think Allmendinger's a solid pick for the Xfinity Championship. I mean, if I'm thinking realistically, I feel like Allmendinger is probably the smart choice to go with. But I just feel like with the way this Xfinity season has gone, I feel like it's going to be Hemrick finishing second in the race to finish the championship. I just feel like that's how it's going to go. That's how Xfinity has gone this year, especially for Hemrick. I really think that's how that's gonna work out. Even if Hemrick wins, more deserving than Crafton's 29. Yeah. I don't know. I think they're about on the same level, but you're probably right. Slightly more deserving. Did you know there was an ARCA driver named BJ Deal? I did not. I was not aware of this, MoffatCast. Made one ARCA start in 2015 at Springfield. Interesting. I did not know that. Crafton led 44 laps that season. Yeah, that was a wild season for Matt Crafton and for the Truck Series as a whole. I'm no-go Gragson. I'm not picking Gragson. Oh, you're talking about Landon, what Landon said. I think there should be a comma there. He's saying no, pause, go Gragson is what he's saying. There should be a comma there. I think that's what Landon was trying to say. Okay, yeah, there we go. He explained it. Yeah, Crafton was not in a position whatsoever to win the championship tonight. I'm actually surprised with the season he has had that he was even in the championship for. It surprised me that he somehow accumulated enough points to get to that point. But I feel like he does that so much. He somehow sneaks his way through just enough consistency into the championship four, and then he somehow sneaks out a championship like he did a couple years ago. So I'm actually surprised he didn't do a little better tonight, because that just seems like how he generally operates in this scenario. Did you see what I said? What did you say, Ashton? Oh, yeah, I saw you corrected yourself to Jesse Love. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. That's the last thing I see that you said. Yes, Nemechek did finish 7th, Landon. Gilliland and Hill had better seasons. That's true, they did. Very much better seasons at that. Is Gilliland returning to Front Row Motorsports? That is the $1 million question, isn't it? I know the answer, but I can't talk about it yet. But I do know the answer to that. That is the $1 million question, though, isn't it? I think that's Gilliland deserves an Xfinity ride, TBH. Yes, he does. And he may very well get that Xfinity ride. We'll have to see. I think that's probably going to do it for the post-race show tonight, though. Don't forget to hit the like button down there so this stuff gets pushed out and we continue to build this more and more, so YouTube knows that people like these and that they keep getting pushed out and people get to see these. So, yeah, if you haven't done it already, hit that like button for me. I would very much appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed, definitely hit that as well. But that, I think, is going to do it for tonight's post-race show. Do I get $1 million? I don't have $1 million to give you. If you're going to get $1 million, you're going to get it somewhere other than from me, because I ain't got it. Hate to tell you. There'll be an Xfinity and Cup post-race show. There will be an ARCA post-race show. There will be an Xfinity post-race show. I can't promise a Cup post-race show, but I would like to do one. We'll see how my day lines out on Sunday. But I'm going to say there's a 50-50 chance on a Cup post-race show. But there will definitely be ARCA and Xfinity post-race shows tomorrow, and there will be an ARCA Rewind show probably Sunday or Monday, somewhere in there. So, yeah. That, like I said, that's going to do it for this Truck Series post-race show. We will see you all tomorrow for the ARCA post-race show and then an Xfinity post-race show as well. So have a great night, y'all. We will see you tomorrow. Peace.